Sometimes us men, we gotta go through periods of, just being isolated and kind of minding our business and, going ghost mode. And a lot of the times to our family, to our loved ones, to our relatives, it can be like a misunderstanding because they're gonna be feel like that you're pulling away for like the wrong reasons. They're gonna feel like, oh, like you don't really like them, you don't really, care about them, you don't really, respect them. And a lot of the time it's just you focusing on yourself, you upgrading your life. And I've noticed a lot of people in my circle and people who try to level up, at times they're going to be isolated, at times they're going to pull away, and they're going to get the wrong impressions. People are going to feel like, yeah, like they just were antisocial or they don't want to be with them. But in reality is that like sometimes you got to focus on your goals and really just pull away. And a lot of people are going to, start talking shit about you. They're going to say, yeah, this guy thinks this guy does this. But we got to understand that when we go ghost mode to upgrade our life, to upgrade, our, just mind, body, spirit, it's going to come with a sacrifice. And the sacrifice, at least for most of the people, it's to, kind of be isolated in a way and going ghost mode, at least for a phase of your life, to really figure out what you want, to really understand like, okay, I really want to go to this place. How can we get there? How can we focus to get there, And for some people, it may take a couple months. For some people, it may take years. But the reality is that you have to go through that phase of pulling away to really understand who you really are. Because a lot of people get lost in the sauce and they fail to be alone. They fail to be, pull away and actually kind of be in their mind and understand like, okay, like, this is who I really am. This is what I really want. This is, the life that I actually picture in my mind that I truly want. Not what people say on social media. Not like, what your parents, relatives, what they program you to believe that you want that. You pull away from everything. You really deprogram your mind from what you're programmed. And you're like, okay, this is what I envision my life to be. This life would fulfill me, And a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't even want to face that loneliness because, listen, at times you're going to be feeling like, yeah, like you're isolated, you're antisocial in a way, but it is worth it because you're going to really figure out your authentic desires, your authentic beliefs, your authentic values because you pulled away. You're able to really meditate on those thoughts, meditate on those ideas. You're like, wow, I can do this. This is what I really want. And maybe the things that you've been doing is not what you really want to do. It's because you've been told what you want to do. Like what you've been told to like those things, right? But it's not necessarily something that you actually enjoy. And in order to really pull away all the BS, all the nonsense that everybody else has been programming you, you gotta detach. You gotta go ghost mode. And it's something that it needs to be done. Because if you really don't do that, you're basically living on other people's terms and other people's standards in a way and what they want for you, not necessarily what you truly want. And, there's been many researches that have been done in the past. And there's been this research, I don't know when it was done, but it was a research on people's and their level of frequency and basically their state of being, right? And they found that the level of authenticity is the highest form of vibration, right? Even more than love. And what's authenticity, right? And from my perspective, authenticity is to live life on your terms and really doing what you want. Not necessarily what your addictions or what your, programming has been, but like what you truly want. Like when you peel off all the layers, when you peel off every single BS that you've been going through, all your trauma and stuff, you're like, okay, I want this. That's being authentic, right? For example, let's just say everybody in society, they're like, oh, guys, eat apples, right? Everybody's eating apples, but you're like, I don't really like apples. I want oranges, for example, right? That's you peeling off the layers of the nonsense. You're like, okay, I want this. I don't care what other people say. This is what I want. That's you being authentic. And when you're authentic, when you're living life the way you want to, when you're operating the way you're meant to, and you're truly your deepest desires, you're being very authentic. That's the highest state of being. And from my understanding, when you're the most authentic that you can be, when you're truly operating in that state, you're basically fulfilling your purpose. And why would I say that? Because from my perspective, the point of life is to grow, to evolve. And how do we evolve is to express ourselves fully, how to be able to be our best fully, like to constantly improve and level up. And that's how consciousness grows. And that's what I think, when we are authentic, when we put our best work and best efforts with love into the world, that's when we thrive. That's when we're at the happiest. And for some people, that level of authenticity may be playing piano, dancing, cooking, martial arts. Like, it's different for everybody. But when you're in that mode, when you're in that like state of flow, everything just feels so amazing because you're operating at your best. You're elevating and upgrading the consciousness, right? So that's what I think being authentic is. And to be authentic, you must go ghost, right? And for many people, it's difficult, but you gotta do it. Listen, you gotta do it. It's part of the process, and there is no way you can escape it, Because if you don't, you're gonna be basically programmed by other people. So from my experience, like whenever I detached, I was able to really lock in and say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I truly desire, and go for it. So this is a message that I wanted to share, like, again, nothing is new under the sun. Like everything you see on social media, books, every single information, there is no new information. Everything is out there. Everything is, already been said. Everything has already been created. Creation is finished. And all you have to do is just to, program your mind with the information that you want to. There is a lot of information that's out there, and it's been repeated, but yes, a lot of people are still not doing. Yeah, people say be healthy, go to the gym, don't eat this, don't eat that, but are everybody doing it? No. So there is a reason it must be repeated, because people are still not doing them, okay? So remember, even if you're repeating certain information, you're giving some advice that's maybe cliche for other people, they still need it because they're still not making progress in the things that they want, right? So never feel like you're like saying something repetitive, because again, it may even be repetitive, but people need it. People need to listen to those things. And that's why I wanted to share this message, because sometimes you gotta go ghost. And that's the message I wanted to share for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.